ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your host in absence, normally, Matt McGregor and Tone Page. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate?
Morning. I am good. It's another beautiful day here in the woods of Pennsylvania. Preparing for a big barbecue coming up tomorrow, and a bunch of people are coming up. Hopefully, the weather holds. And here, I'll show you guys what I've been doing all morning. One of the reasons why the show was late. I've been busy, and let me see if my camera can zoom in. Far enough. I have the wood out drying. It's been raining the last couple of days. So let me see if I can properly zoom in here. Let me do it this way.
I can hear while you do that. We can hear the birds chirping. It sounds so lovely out there. It's nothing like the morning in the woods.
I gotta say, my allergies are a disaster over here. Absolute disaster.
There he goes. Fucking 3.
The one problem that I have out here.
Too many pine needles.
Yeah. There's the giant pile of wood. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. I don't feel like raising my camera up. That's not where I chop the wood, but I have it out there drying because the sun is gonna hit it. If anyone's wondering where I'm actually chopping the wood, let me see if my camera can go all the way back around.
If there's any Aussies watching this show right now, the term giant pile of wood, that doesn't stack up. They're going to get really offended by
the camera is far away. It's a giant pile of wood for a barbecue. There's the wood that I'm actually chopping. My camera can't go back any further. I have a little spot right there where I'm actually doing all the chopping. Anyway, Matt, your turn.
It's great. Yeah, I mean, look, I apologize for my absence in the last week, but I was in Thailand for a couple of days with a new partnership I've got building there. I was in Malaysia with the boys as well, and it was fantastic. And then, and I really appreciate, Tony, you showing the fight over with the Crypto Fight Night team over in Manila, Philippines. Wow, what a 10 days I've had. It feels like a half a year for me, but I missed the shows and I missed you guys. So let's get into the charts, because there's been plenty that I was watching the charts and thinking, geez, I'd love to tell you guys about it. So let's get straight into it as Tone works out what camera. And man, is my internet lag? That's not the case, but let me turn on my charts. It's not responding the way that. Yep, we on. Your
internet's a little off, but it's okay. Yeah.
All right. Hell, let's start on the weekly time frame. All right, and let's get back. Let's recenter ourselves on what we're actually looking at right now. We've had a new all-time high with a purple phantom signal. Absolutely fantastic. We've had. Don't mute your bloody mic. Jesus, fuck. 25 years of YouTube. We've had a phantom signal and a new all-time high in the last month. Fantastic, right? We've got 2.5 days left in this week, I should say, and we've had a correction and only above the 7 simple moving average. So what do I think about that correction? I think it's totally fine. Like that 7 simple moving average, if you look at it right this moment, is sitting at 104. Let's call it 104, which was the previous weekly close all-time high. Back in the day, I don't mind this at all. Okay, just sitting here at all. I've got plenty of cases that might suggest that we've got further downside to go down to, who knows, maybe 95, something like that, to come back and retest the 30. The MRI count has flipped as it stands right now. So next week, if we close this candle with 2.5 days left below the 7, going to a red star MRI count, I can see us having a throwback. But it doesn't concern me. Anywhere right now, it doesn't concern me. With the price above, it's all speculation at that point for me. We'll deal with that when it comes to it. And there might be a great opportunity for a buy the dip if that's the case. I'm bullish long-term well, we'll call it for the rest of the year, I think there's some real upside in Bitcoin. So I don't mind getting an opportunity to buy in the lower areas. I don't mind that. We've got the Phantom, which has been really productive. The wave is green. We're above all the moving averages. So until it happens, there's nothing to think about. It's just a throwback. It's just a pullback from whatever we got to. What did we get to? 1012. Sorry, 112 down to 105. That's fine for me. I think this is setting up really nicely. There's a couple of oscillators that I wanted to look at that may be interesting, and obviously not the copy curve, which I really like. I wanted to mention this divergence that we can finally maybe start to talk about here on the RSI. This thing, I really want to see this break this pattern that it's putting in right now that started all the way back in December of last year of putting in these higher lows and lower highs. So like let's go back to December of that year when that came in. Where was it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is that? Oh, we're just looking right here. All right, so like from back here, like back, I know people hate when I say here, but the first part of the divergence really starts in this range here, where you've got the high and then it plateaued for a very long time. And then it came up and put up another peak up here in December. Yep, there it is right there. And then I'm sorry, I'm losing my track here. But like the fact is but the RSI hasn't reflected that yet. There will come a time where this is extraordinarily relevant. Perhaps it's not now, but it's definitely worth noting. We need to continually monitor when we're getting a full blown weekly divergence on the RSI, and the fact is it is starting to form. So I do see more upside, but that might come into play and it might become relevant down the traps. The daily time frame. As of now, we've really nicely stayed above the 50 simple moving average, just as we did back on in June the 5th, when we stayed above the 50 simple moving average. Lovely. We've come back and retested it and had a great response off it. So as it stands right now, once again, I reiterate the fact I like the form of the market. That was a higher low. Excellent on the daily time frame. Excellent buy. I mean, that's Alpha Numerics 101, buying off one of the key moving averages, which is at a higher position than the previous time that we went back and retouched it. I'll broach on that on the 4-hour time frame, but as it stands, I don't mind that. A few of the other oscillators don't look as strong, but I don't mind where we're sitting. Don't mind it at all. Don't mind the count on the MRI. It's just something to take note of. This is what I really wanted to talk to you about. Back in on Twitter, and please check out my Alpha Numerics Twitter. Go ahead and check that out. I'll turn off these arrows on Alpha Numerics now. On Twitter, go back and check out this tweet that I put out. It was approximately back. We'll just call it in mid-June, right? I said an absolute classic buy on that. This is how long it's been since we've done the show, man. And the buy that we've all been looking for is the green diamond inside the green wave. And this textbook of an alphanumeric signal. Links in the description below for this indicator, 30% off. This is what you want. The first throwback inside the green wave. After the wave turns green, all right, we come up. That's traditional. We get the first throwback, which comes on a green diamond if you're lucky, but just the throwback inside the green wave. That is the buy. The buy that Alpha Numerics preaches. That is the buy. And we had a fantastic textbook, extraordinary. I'll just do the candle close. Excellent response off that for an 8% run, 10x leverage. You know what I'm talking about. That's a very, very good trade. Now we've had the second throwback inside the green wave. Every time it throws back inside the green wave,
Hey, Matt, can I interrupt you for a second? Can you pull this up on charts? What time frame are we talking about here? Because I don't see a back into the green wave on a daily.
4 hour, mate. 4 hour. In Alpha Numerics,
Okay, got it.
Once you purchase Alpha Numerics, you get a full tutorial. There's like investor mode and then trader mode. And trader mode is what we're looking at right now on the 4-hour time frame. We're looking for the wave to turn green, get a throwback inside the green wave with a green diamond. There's like the classic buy that we always look for on Alpha Numerics, and it came out.
It's happened twice. It's happened twice this month already.
Yeah, and see that's the point I'm trying to make here. Is that it weakens its what's the word, validity? It weakens its point every additional time it continually keeps re-entering. You don't want to just see it continually stay inside the green wave and continually get green diamonds. The first throwback.
Yeah. Well, you're not screen sharing right now, right?
I do not know I'm not screen sharing. Why didn't you stop me like an hour ago? What are we doing?
You didn't know you were screen sharing because you were screen sharing. That's why I'm telling you. No, you were screen sharing. It's just like the last 2 minutes. That's why I asked you about the time frame, because you lost your screen share. That's why I was confused.
Jeez. How about now? Am I screen sharing?
Yes, now you're screen sharing. Yes.
Forgive me. I've had too many punches in the head. Look, I'll just really quickly go through it again. The first throwback inside when the wave turns green, the first throwback inside the green wave when the 4-hour green diamond comes in, that is the buy. That is the buy that I always look for, and Alpha Numerics always talk to us. Bye-bye. Go back. You heard what I said. The second buy, I still really love this buy because it was a higher low, right? And this, in some ways, this is a really fantastic buy because when you get the green diamond, again, inside the green wave, you have a very definitive stop loss in place. This is money for jam. But the problem is continually coming back inside the green wave. I don't want to see another green diamond. I don't want to see us break through below the previous green diamond. I like the setup as it is right now, but I don't want to see us come back up, retouch the 7 simple moving average or the 200 or the 50 or whatever, fade again, and then put in like another green diamond, but it's lower than the first green diamond they put in. This is highly technical, but it's just basically higher lows. But with the great buy signals, they become less great buy signals the more times you come back in. We've had a fantastic initial buy, which had an 8% return, 10x leverage. You can do your own math on that. Fantastic. Second one, absolutely, definitely takeable, but my stop loss would be at break even. Let's just say you took that buy on the candle close, no problem at all. You've got a great gain. This is a break even stop loss. It's in place right now because this needs to break through some of these moving averages, get outside the green wave. I think it can, that it's 50-50. I do not want to see this fade back down and get below 101. Otherwise, we go to higher time frames and try and look for something else. But on the 4-hour time frame, the green diamonds have been money, right? And I called this out on Twitter, way back when, before we even got in there. This is what I was looking for, and it was a peach, absolute peach. So that's the majority of what I have to say on the market right now. I like it. I'm extremely bullish. I think this is a healthy throwback, but we're going to need to see some movement on this 4-hour and the rest of the time frame. Get out and start breaking out above these moving averages again. And I really, once again, just to hammer the point home, I need to see this week close above the 7 simple moving average, because next week could be, quite bad if we have that MRI count turn with a red star and we close below the 7 simple. It might just come back. But there's a silver lining that there's a really good chance for a throwback and a great buy the dip next week if it does go lower. I'm bullish overall. Hey, guys, check out Blowfin. We've got fantastic new promotion now on Blowfin. We're doing massive volumes on Blowfin. It's the best non-KYC exchange out there right now. For you Yanks out there, look into this because if you want to leverage trade, I don't think there's a better place to do it than what we have and the offers that we can provide for you on Blowfin right now. I'm coming off screen share for a second. Why I say that, guys, you got to join the Discord group. Access to the free bots. We just pulled out another 12%, 11% on one of the trades on one of the bots. Bots are firing on all cylinders. It's totally free service. You can join a great Discord group. You can use great bots. All of that's in the links in the description below. It's been a big few months for the team. Guys, Tone, what are you seeing, mate? Am I way off base? What do you think?
Whoa, your mic just went crazy there at the end. All right, let me go to the charts. People in the live chat are asking, what is your Twitter, Matt? Maybe our producer can post your Twitter in the live chat.
Alphanumetrics. ALPHANUMETRIX. Alphanumetrics.
Matt, your mic is destroyed. Matt, your mic is completely destroyed. You're done. You're done on the audio part. Unless you switch mics. Okay. So here are my charts, and I was looking at the 4-hour chart when Matt wasn't on his screen share. It does look great. Look at what happened the last time there was a green diamond inside the green wave. It completely negated my red star, and the green diamond won. And ironically, here we go again with the green star, the red star on a green diamond, and the green diamond is clearly winning. But it's winning, hasn't won yet, because we are sitting at a little bit of a resistance with a bunch of moving averages. We have to get out of the zone. We do need to break to a new swing high. Here, this is the 4-hour chart. We were just sitting at 110,000 a few days ago, and we do need to get back to that level. I'm going to work my way backwards. Let's talk about the daily chart. I'm really liking today's bounce. We had a very, very similar bounce yesterday, and those of you that watched the video yesterday, everything I said yesterday goes for today. Only today, instead of bouncing off of the 20-period moving average, we are bouncing off of the 50-period moving average. In general, it is stronger to bounce off of the 50-period moving average than the 20. However, we are now bouncing off of this average for the second time, and there is not going to be a third time. This is the important part. I will repeat. There is not going to be a third time. If the price of Bitcoin comes back to the 50-period moving average, we will break it. And now we will depend on the 128 and the 200, which is the top of the green wave, to reverse. But in this case, we may get a daily green star inside the daily green wave, which would be kind of cool. Let me make this chart a little bit bigger here. So we are in, technically speaking, from a TA perspective, this is a very, very strong candle. It is a stronger candle than what we had here, but if you combine these two candles together, the candle from June 5th and June 6th, you basically get the current candle. I would like for the red star to actually go away, and that will happen if today's price goes above yesterday's close. Ideally, I want it back over the 20-period moving average, and the last thing I want to see is the crossover of the 20-period going below the 50-period on the daily chart. I also don't want to see, like right now we're bouncing, I also don't want to see any kind of consolidation that makes us stuck in this zone, because this is how we end up breaking down. This is what I would like to avoid. And we can avoid this, again, by rallying back above the 20-period moving average and then rallying above the $110,000 price sometime by the end of the month. Now, you can clearly see that we have established a lower swing high. I was very, very, happy that we broke this little swing high, but I also knew that, this was a very overextended candle that may need a little bit of a pullback. I was hoping we'd get to an MRI top first and establish a higher high instead of topping out at a lower high. Also, we were not able to get a full candle above the swing high. You can see how even the candle after breached it, even though it rallied back up. Again, made me kind of bullish. But you also have to realize, and this is another very important part, that this big drop over the last 24 hours is event driven. It's a geopolitical event driven based on what happened between Israel and Iran. Now, what is this doing to other markets? Well, it looks like it is pumping the price of gold, so it is a little surprising why it is crashing the price of Bitcoin. This additionally proves that Bitcoin is not correlated with gold, but instead it is correlated with the stock market. And you can see that the futures market last night, because the attack began after the stock market had already closed. And you can see that the US stock market had closed at a new swing high, a new 3-month swing high. And then the attack happens and the stock market panics, and so did Bitcoin. Bitcoin also panicked because Bitcoin is correlated with the stock market, not with the price of gold. Of course, the price of oil has completely spiked. Hopefully, this chart would load. Not sure what's going on. Maybe I should refresh. Hopefully it will refresh. There it is. There's the price of oil. So while oil is spiking to, it spiked to a new 6-month high on this, situation between Iran and Israel. And because this is an event-driven drop, I am not as concerned about this drop versus if it happened organically. So that is, giving me more confidence that this is, that the drop is over. Now, it doesn't mean that it's over. It's just giving me extra confidence that there is a higher probability that this was just simple panic. Though it is unfortunate how easy it is for Bitcoin to crash, 5+%, just on little panics like this, when assets like gold rise so nicely and without a panic. Actually, it was actually pretty smooth. And while the stock market did drop as well, it wasn't out of the ordinary for the stock market to. It still looks like the stock market is consolidating. Now let's go to the weekly chart. And the weekly chart does look like it's consolidating, but also look at this. Because of this drop, we are breaking the MRI top, and we may not get the MRI top. Now, on Monday, we will know what this current candle looks like because we just have no idea. The current candle could close closer to 100, or it could close closer to 110. I don't even want to speculate what I would rather see. I can make a bullish or a bearish case no matter what this candle does. I'm just going to talk about in the present tense. And in the present tense, what we have is straight consolidation. And this consolidation is bullish for Bitcoin. All Bitcoin has to do is stay above the 2024 closing highs on a weekly scale, and we consolidate. It doesn't matter how long we consolidate. We have already consolidated long enough to create a stable base from which to rise. So we can consolidate another 9 months, and we will only make a stronger base from which to rise. So unless Bitcoin starts to crash in the next 1 to 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, because this week was almost at an end, we are okay for another leg higher. Okay, we do need some consolidation, and the more consolidation, the better, because look how quickly we went from 74,000 up to 110. So the longer the consolidation, the stronger the footing, the more stable we are going up. And then when we fall, we're not going to fall lower than this consolidation. That's kind of my view on the situation and across all markets. Matt, let's see how your mic is. Do you want to come back in? You got questions? What's up?
Mic check, mic check. How do you hear me?
Terrible. Absolutely. It's like a robot.
What the fuck? Give me 1 second. Let me try again. I don't know. Let me try again. Mic check.
Oh, way better.
Okay. Yeah, it helps when I'm using the right mic. All right. So first of all, I want to say I apologize for the mic. I went away, as I said, for like 10 days. And when I came back, I had my computer open in my office, but there's no lock on this door.
and I have like 3 sticky little fingers that come in and play like the piano on my keyboard when I'm not here. And so everything on my computer was completely all over the place from my children. So I'm sorry about that. Um, Second of all, I think that you and I basically said the same thing twice, which is comforting to me. You said it a lot more eloquently than I did, but we said the same thing, and I like that. And then thirdly, I want to say I went back and read the comments, and it just made me really happy, guys. Thank you so much. You know, a year ago when Tony and I started this, a year and a half ago when Tony and I started this show, people couldn't effing stand me, and I guess we've gotten rid of most of those guys right now because the comments were lovely, super supportive, and maybe you've come around on me. I don't know, but I appreciate your support. Thank you. I agree with you, Tone. Everything else.
All right. Oh, one last thing. I saw in the comments someone was asking me about a stock, British American Tobacco. And this is very interesting. It had a massive rally. I
Oh,
mean, I'm curious what
nice.
Matt thinks about this. We are not at all-time highs, obviously, but we did break this massive MRI resistance line that's been around for
Can you go to the monthly? Can you go to the monthly time frame?
yeah.
Yeah, there's one diamond back in the day. Mm.
I mean, man, are people smoking again? That kind of sucks. I really can't stand cigarette smoke. I like cigar smoke, but I cannot stand cigarette smoke. So
I
this is
thought
not
you
good.
were I thought you were a Trumpian. Let's go. Let's smoke him up.
What was that to do with smoking? Uh, but so the
Good.
monthly is looking like it still has a few more months of upside. This has been an unprecedented rally. I do think it's gonna, slow down and come to an end. There was a weekly MRI top that's being completely ignored, and with 3 more months in the monthly MRI top possibility, it looks like this thing may go into a second consecutive MRI top. Meanwhile, on the daily, we did hit a MRI top with an extension C, so I do think this thing is going to slow down a little, more like consolidate. But if next week is
Great.
another bullish week, then up we go.
Yeah.
But
If you got it.
look at this beautiful second consecutive MRI top,
Yeah,
and
if you got this
yeah,
one, well done, well done. And just flick back onto the monthly for a second. On monthly, we look at on Alpha Numerics, we look at the monthly time frame on stocks, and if you just click on them, if you see the monthly, there was a fantastic phantom signal there, which is the purple candle, which looks brilliant. What do you got here for us?
over here. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, magic, yeah.
Yeah, so you can see an MRI top on the monthly, and then we consolidated for a little, and then we broke the the resistance line, and up we go, especially after the green star candle. There was one more stock, Carvana, Car, Carvana. It's like a car rental selling company, and someone pointed this out. They took the short trade off of this monthly MRI top with extension C that happened to be a daily MRI top inside that week. So
Yeah.
one of our followers shorted right on this day and is enjoying this trade very much.
This very soon. I can't let the cat out of the bag right yet, but I'm starting a prop firm, which is going to be the largest prop firm in the world for Bitcoin, and this is why it's so valuable, because there's so many amazing traders out there that we can fund. Do you know that? I'll talk about that later, but it's amazing. Hey, just bring up EL for a second. My Estee Lauder, it's still looking good on the monthly time frame. I bought the at a good spot there, and it's still rallying. And I think the Estee Lauder trade was still on that blue line. I think it was where I entered the trade. It's still on. This trade is still on.
Yeah.
I like it.
No, it's still on a daily MRI top. I would be a little bit careful here, depending on your time frame. From a weekly perspective, it is still bullish with a few more weeks to go. And from a monthly perspective, it has not even hit a green star yet. So from a monthly perspective, this thing
it's
really
non-leveraged investment trade from that blue line, I think that there's got some wiggle room here. I think that if we can close above that 7 simple moving average, there's upside on this Estee Lauder trade from the second consecutive monthly green diamond. I think that it's brilliant. And on that bombshell, let's wind her up. Have a wonderful weekend, folks. We won't miss a show next week if that's possible. Maybe at least Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll be right here with you. There's so much to talk about. The world is heating up. Tone, enjoy your lovely time out there in hillbilly country.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and see you all probably Monday. Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys. What a pleasure. Thank you.